so I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about the flow of today's meeting and what to expect and things of that nature. So basically, today we'll be going over the course flow and a bit about how to navigate the platform. Buffy and Dr. Dave are going to take a bit of time to just kind of talk about that, show you guys a couple things, demonstrate a couple things for you guys. And if you have any questions at all about the course material or how to navigate the platform as y'all have been doing thus far, please put them in the chat. And I also know that you know how they get down. We may answer from the chat. We may take a couple questions offhand. So if you are called upon to ask a question or give any type of response, please try to keep your questions or responses to about 2-3 minutes so that we can get to as many people as possible while giving as much answers and content as possible. I also want to make note that we have our student success representative online, and that's who will be helping you guys if you have any questions or things like that that you guys are currently putting in the community board. Her name is Liz Ramos. So I'm not sure if you could unmute yourself and say hey really quickly so they can see you and know where you are.
Hey, how you guys?
Yeah. So while you guys are in the community board asking questions, things of that nature, she is going to be your go-to to give you guys official answers and support and things of that nature. And so following that, Dr. Dave is going to have a bit of conversation about mindfulness, and we'll do an exercise towards
join the meeting.
Yeah, so again, have any questions, put them in the chat. Feel free to let us know what's going on, and Miss Buffy and Dr. Dave can take over.
Hola, how are y'all? Y'all know how I am. This low energy. Unmute yourself and talk.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hola.
Oh, hi.
Hello. 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 Hello.
I gotta get some energy, honey. Y'all. Y'all know David been
Long days.
Crazy. I'm tired. He's doing better though. The job of life never ends. Happy to do it. So you guys met Lisa. Who muted me, child? I'm gonna go back. Liz Ramos is our student success representative, and she worked with me with my tax practice for what, 7-8 years, Lisette? You're muted. You're muted, girl. What'd you say?
Yeah, I did 8 years.
8 years. And then she moved to Mexico and started successful businesses. And she's just come back and she's said that she will help you all be successful in your journey. That is Crawl Before You Ball. She will help you guys step by step if you have any technical issues, if you're having difficulties with prerequisites. We've seen that come up a lot. Navigating the course. Even though tonight I am going to go over that a little bit with you. I did earlier today create a learner or explainer video, and it's posted on the community board. I also sent an email with a link. How many of y'all, just raise your hand, are getting my emails? If you're not getting my emails, please reach out to Lisette at the CB4UB at BuffyLLC.com email. Put that email in the chat, TT, again, please, por favor. And because the community board is the heart and soul of Crawl Before You Ball. It is where you post your feelings while you go through the course. It's where you ask for support and questions. It's where I will post pop-up Zoom links, where I will post, if I, have the spirit of a new lecture, I'm gonna post it there. It's just the go-to place for all things Crawl Before You Ball. And I want to shout out some of the people who have really embraced the spirit of the Crawl Before You Ball community, in that when your fellow students have had questions before I brought Lisette on. Y'all have been helping and answering. And so I really appreciate you for stepping in and helping. Deanna, you've been working overtime. My Mad Hattie has been working overtime. Know that I am taking notes. Because remember, I'm Willy Wonka, and I love, love, love teamwork and the spirit of community. So who's having trouble navigating the course? Roy, raise your hand. So one,
I see a few hands.
I see a couple hands. So raise your hand. Instead of me doing the whole thing, I think since it was only a couple of people, I want to take a few moments, raise your hand, and then we will choose you to speak, and then I will answer your question. Lisette will jump in if I'm fumbling. So let's see. Raise your hand on the TT help with the technique. You're muted, TT. So raise your hand if you.
So if y'all see the raise hand emoji, like at the bottom, so she can pick on whoever she would like to pick on, and then I'll ask you to unmute.
It keeps changing.
All the raised hands are at the top.
Okay, there we go. Jean Collier, go ahead. What's your question, darling? How you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
We're good.
My issue is technical about getting the video into your app to upload. So I haven't done any of that before, so it's just a me problem.
No. Don't say that. So I think well, I'll talk about it first, and then if I need to share my screen, I will. I did cover this in the learner video. Are you on the community board?
Yes, I just heard you say that.
Okay, so later just watch that through and that'll help. But when under your assignment, there's a section for you to upload your videos, and it says it's
Right.
no more than I think 100 megabytes.
It's 100.
It's 100, Lisette?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 100 megabytes.
Lisette, go ahead, answer this question. I'm messing with you. So you can upload videos via Google Drive, via Dropbox, via if you post it on YouTube and private it and just post a link that compresses the file. Jump in at any time, Dr. Purcell, if I'm not doing a good job, so that it's under that file limit. Worst case scenario, if you can't get it to work, you can, but I think there's size limits with email too. I was gonna say
email is going to be smaller than the 100, but I think that there's a way, and I'll look into this kind of a little more technically, but if you're on your desktop or on your phone, you can just record a video there, and then you have it, and then you can upload it from there.
I think the problem is size.
You can actually, so Buffy, you can actually,
go ahead.
This is Regine. You can actually, in your phone, you can actually change your settings for your video to 720p, because I think your phones are set to 1080. So if you change the video setting to 720p, then what it'll do is it'll set the video to that. And then when you transfer it, especially for iPhones, then when you transfer it to your system, to your computer, you can actually change it to 480p in your system, and then it will further compress it all the way down to a smaller size. And if it still shows too large, which it shouldn't, once it gets to 480p, it will allow you to save it. It literally drops it all the way down.
Okay. So for anyone that, I mean, I didn't even think about that. It's a great idea, but I'm going to take issue with, I need it to be, y'all have the video, whatever size. If you put it in Google Drive, it should, you know what I mean? So I don't want you all to have to be doing another full-time job just to do your homework. So yeah. So what are you saying, Lisette?
Does it have to anything to do with the length of the video? Like, is it too long, maybe?
So I've said that the videos shouldn't be more than 3 minutes. But I've gotten lots of videos from people. A lot of people have done the homework. So I'm just, are you familiar? What happened to Jean? Are you familiar with Google Drive, Jean?
Yes, it was a size thing. She did answer the question because it was saying too big, was taking forever to upload into the Google Drive. So it is the size thing. I will have to change the setting in my phone when I do it again. I think that'll help.
Sorry, Jean, I'm sorry. This is Claudia. I just wanted to, if I may chime in and help Jean
Please
out.
do, please do.
So Jean, you know what you can do? You can actually text yourself the video. If you text yourself the video, it's going to give you an option to downgrade it. So when you downgrade it, basically compress that video and basically compress the size as well so that you can actually upload it.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
Congrats.
perfect. Thank you, everybody, for
I
jumping.
did all of that, Buffy.
And
This
it
is
still didn't work.
Jordina. It didn't work. I'm gonna tell you, I went down your list. The first thing I did was what your husband just said, was actually use your system to record the video. And it did time it, but then it said that it was too large. So then it saved it to my phone. I went to YouTube, uploaded it to YouTube. Once it finally got to YouTube, I tried to convert it over, and then it said it's empty. The link was empty. So I said, okay, well, let me save it to OneDrive. Then I saved it to Google, and all of it kept coming back. The URL won't accept.
But did you text it to yourself?
And it wouldn't text to me. It was too large for text. I tried that too. But look, this is what I did do. I dropped it in the comment. I dropped 2 versions of the same video, the way I saved it, in the comment on the dashboard for the assignment. And I know you want it downloaded or uploaded to the actual assignment, but I actually put it in the comment section.
Yeah. No, I mean, you gotta figure out a way around it. I'm gonna have to, but then you haven't been able to move on in your course, have you?
I'm on the 4th one, so it's the one where the family commits. So I'm really being impressed about it because my children took the time to like say hi, Miss Buffy.
Oh, I want to say, yeah. So I'm gonna go through there and make sure that I got that. See, all the assignments come to me when they're uploaded there in a different way where I see them. But I will. But no, I appreciate you figuring out a way to get around that. Lisette, let's make a note. We got to figure out how to make this easier for everybody. So
I will. Maybe also a compress app.
yeah. So just make a note, and I promise y'all, I don't want y'all having to have another full-time job just to do your homework assignments. So Sonia, you're muted.
Yes. So my video that I finally got in, okay, it was only 50 megabytes, and it just took forever. And a lot of us, what we might do is it's not working like I did like 5 times. It's not working after like 10 minutes. It's trying this and it's spinning. It's not working. It's not working. But what I wound up trying so hard that I fell asleep. And when I woke up, when I woke up, I actually fell asleep. I woke up and it was said, okay, the file actually went to where it was supposed to go, and then I got the submit button. So sometimes it is actually just a time issue. So it could just be something within the, the technical parts of within the course itself. So maybe there's somebody you could talk to within the course, the people with the course, because it may not just be our videos are too long or the megabytes are too large. I think it's something because it's timing, it's taking too much time, and it could actually time out. So if somebody on your side could advocate to the course people, I think that might be an issue, because it actually took more than 30 minutes just to upload the video. I sat there and watched.
I'm sorry. I definitely don't want that to happen. So someone in the chat said that they downloaded a compressed app. Who was that? Can you speak right now? Who was that? Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna find a.
I did, Lakeisha.
Lakeisha, was it a free?
I did.
Was it a free?
Lakeisha, yes. It was free.
Do you
It was
mind?
free. And so I have Samsung.
Mhm.
So I just went, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was saying, do you mind sharing that with us in the comments, in the chat?
Sure,
Okay, but go ahead.
sure.
Thank you so much.
So because I had ended up emailing you, no problem.
Go ahead.
I had ended up emailing you because mine, like the lady before me just said that it was taking a long time. So I just went in, I think it's the Galaxy or whatever Samsung's app place is. I just played around and I ended up finding one. And so it allowed me to compress it and then upload it. And it's still took a little while, but it wasn't as long as before.
Well, we will work on trying to find something that's a fast solution. Thank you, my beta people, because this is how we work out kinks and difficulties in the program. Thank you for sharing that. Deshonda, you are next.
Hi. So I am like the least technically savvy person of anybody, and I had a similar issue. So what I ended up having to do, per the advice of a friend who is tech savvy, I'm a Galaxy phone user, is whenever the video was complete, there's an option to edit the video or to add like a filter or something to it. So when I clicked on the edit button on the screen, it has a thing for resolution. And I just clicked a different resolution and it will tell you out to the side how many mega whatevers it is that the video will be compressed to. So perhaps that's something that some other people could find helpful or, look into on their phone, on their setting. Once the video is complete, just go to the edit portion of it and it will compress the file for you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
And thank everybody for your patience with uploading your videos. I'm sorry, I did not know it was this cumbersome. Deshonda, did you have any other issues, or was that you were just going to share to help the team?
Yeah, that was the main issue because she is not a typer. You will see. I am not a typer, honey. I'm not, no ma'am. These feelings will not be typed. If I'm going to be honest and vulnerable in the situation, because as most of you have already experienced, this is a whole come to Jesus moment. I feel like I need a white robe in the river. Okay. So if I'm going to say what I need to say, I needed to figure out a way to be able to do it verbally. And for me, yes, it was very frustrating. But once my friend, who happens to do this job of going around setting up people's phones for them, finished having a come to Jesus meeting with me as I was crying my way through my video for the fourth time and that joker wouldn't load, he said, no, ma'am, what you need to do is go on your phone, hit the edit button. I didn't even know that existed. So that was basically what my comment was, because honey, look here. It wasn't going to happen no other way. It just wasn't going to happen for me. I was trying to get my healing there and it wasn't going to happen.
But I think there's some built-in healing in having to say that over and over again.
Oh my God. I just was not trying to have to say it. Listen.
Spirit is always ever present. And you maybe needed, if you had difficulty, I believe you needed to do it a few more times.
You was trying to make us say it repeatedly. We're going to walk our ways. I was not trying to say it more than once. It was enough to say it on. See, Janie, you know what I'm talking about. Janie, iPhone 7. It was already enough to say it the first time. I didn't need to hear myself saying it 4 times as it cycled and kept loading. No, ma'am. She didn't want to do that.
Thank you, Deshonda.
So, anyways, back to me.
Thank you. Hey, Regina. And then we're gonna take Latoya, Janae, hold on. And Martine. Is that Martine? I can't see your full name. I think it's Martina.
Martine, yes. Martine. I lowered my hand. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Okay. Well, everybody, we got Latoya and Janae and Regina. Go ahead, Regina.
Hey, Buffy. I uploaded my video the other day and I was so worried because it was 500 megabytes, but it went right through like that. So I don't know what happened. I couldn't change the size of it. I didn't even know it was that large because it was only 3 minutes. So I'm not exactly sure. I think everybody's experiencing something different. And I was like, 500 megabytes? What in the world? I'm like, I didn't even say a whole lot. I just said what I had to say, but it went through very, very quickly.
You only needed to say it once. Deshonda, stay muted. Thank you, Regina.
I got a whole series to make sure I don't say nothing.
I'm messing with you. All right, Janae, what you got for us?
Hello. Yes. So,
hey.
Hi. How y'all doing? So I was in the hospital last week, so I didn't even get to start the course when I was supposed to. So I started late Friday evening.
It's whenever you start.
I know, but I feel like it's late because I wanted to do it on Tuesday.
Release that guilt right now. This is a self-led course. We record these Zooms so you can watch them at your leisure.
Understood. So I'm at my first video assignment. And so I have not tried to upload, but when I originally sent my, what do you call it? The video you had us to do to say who you are and all that, it took me forever to do that one. So I was so afraid with this one. So I'm glad this came out before I did mine. So now I got a whole bunch of information to use. Y'all to answer a question before I even had to ask it. See? So thank you, everybody.
Hallelujah.
You're right.
I look forward to the receipt of your assignments, Janae.
Yes, you're about to get some. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, and then now we got Latoya, and then I'm gonna move on in our plan for tonight. Hey, Latoya.
Hello, everyone. So my question is, as I move along in the course, when I uploaded my video, I had to do it several times and be directly to the point for it to be under 100 megabytes for some reason. But then I got a text earlier that said that I was still in preview mode. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm moving along in the course or if I'm in a different mode and I'm not moving along, because it's allowing me to go to the next course before you grade my assignment.
Some of the assignments are not prerequisites.
Okay.
So, and when y'all go to the community board after the, actually, I'm just gonna, hold on, let me see something. Give me one good minute. Appreciate it. Where did I put this? Here it is. Okay. No judgment, David. I know you're looking like you're going all around the world, honey, to do one thing. You's going all the way. All right, share screen. This one, right?
Yep.
All right, can y'all see my screen?
Yes.
This is the community board. Everybody know how to get here? I think y'all said that.
Yes.
When I post things, I always pin it to the top of the community board, right? So this is the learner video that I did today. I looked a hot mess.
Some people have found that
and so I go through how to navigate through the course.
And we're doing.
Hold on. So I'm gonna show you how you. One of the things. Give me 1 second. So when you're in the course, if you go to widescreen and you look to the left side of your screen,
so this is
you can toggle. How do I mute my loud self? There we go. You can navigate through the course on the left side. If you don't see a check mark, that means you didn't complete it. So you go back to it. What I have noticed in a lot of the questions that we've been getting is, I think y'all aren't watching the videos all the way through. You got to watch the video. You know, I'm Willy Wonka. I put it so if you don't watch it all the way through, you ain't moving on. If you don't listen to the whole voice memo lecture, you ain't moving on. So some of them are not prerequisites, and you see where it's named a prerequisite on the left side of the screen, and that may be why you've been able to move on. But you've got to watch, like this video, you had to watch it all the way. And when you do at the end, it'll say continue, and you can click to the next thing. We've gotten a lot of questions about, can you go back to another video? All you do is go back to this left side of the screen and toggle up to the section you want and click on it. Does that help?
Yes, ma'am. That's from a computer view. But if you're using the Android, it's a little different view, but it's still the same.
Okay. Oh, I didn't realize y'all were doing it on y'all phones. Y'all so technologically savvy, honey.
Smartphone users, we pay all that money for these phones. We
I
better
agree,
use it.
honey. Use your phone. You should. Don't get me. Fussing. I'm not gonna fuss at nobody for using technology they paying for. I'm old, so I use my computer. Old people use their computers.
You are seasoned. You're not old. You're seasoned.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, okay. All right. So good. So, go back, look at that learner video. It looks like the issue that y'all had is universal. We will work on getting, okay, that's cool. What's that? We are working on getting, some compression apps or what else. I'll email y'all all that and post it to the community board. So you've met Lisette, you understand the importance of the community board. I've shown you the learner video. We've got the general housekeeping issues pretty much under control. We will have our regular weekly Zooms. I've decided to just do them at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Monday. I posted the link, which you all received in the community board. It's the same link every week. So you're not having to look out for anything. What you're going to have to look out for is I am going to, as you get further along in your course, I'm going to bring on credit experts. I'm going to bring on investment experts. I'm going to bring on somebody about life insurance. I'm going to bring on my friends and pals for my pop-up Zooms. And those will be posted in the, on the community board. And I'll try to keep them, in the evening, because it seems like that is an easier time for people to join us. We have far more people in the 8 p.m. than the 12 noon Zoom. And that was a test that day to see. So again, if you can't make it, like I had people tell me, like you had said you were in the hospital, don't be worried about this. Child, you can come back and look at these Zooms. You better tend to your health. I have people like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, no, please do what you need to do.
It was important to me.
I appreciate that. And it's important to me that you concentrate on your health first.
She was trying to crawl, Buffy. She was trying to crawl.
Right.
Appreciate it. I appreciate it. But I'm not, you're fine. This is take your time. I don't want anybody rushing through this. So in the spirit of that, we're gonna move forward because I want us to release some of our financial anxiety. And now I see that we have some course-driven crawl before you ball anxiety. So I'm gonna turn it over to Dr. Purcell, and we're gonna do, I was gonna save this to the end, but we're gonna do it right now before we move on to some of the other topics that I wanted to discuss.
All right. So what we're going to do is it's a breathing exercise to help relax, relieve stress, reduce anxiety. And so I think I had done this on the previous Zoom, but we're going to go through it again. And there's something you can take, you can practice it, you can use it anytime that you're feeling stressed, anytime you feel like you just need a little bit of a break. And it really just takes a few minutes to really help you feel better. So basically what we're going to do is it's a breathing exercise where we're going to breathe in through our nose, and we're going to do it for a count of 3. And then we're going to hold it for a count of 4.
They said they can't hear you.
Oh, is that better? I wonder if this is the right mic.
Can you hear us?
Yes, it's better when the mic is closer to his mouth.
Yeah, I'm just loud, so I can have it way over here. Y'all gonna still hear me.
Yeah, he's a little bit more soft-spoken than you are, but
sorry, I'm not gonna yell and scream.
I don't yell and scream and shake. I gotta.
She doesn't yell and scream. She's just,
excited and zealous. And Dr. David is about to calm all our anxiety down.
Go ahead, Dave.
Shatona.
So we're gonna
join the meeting.
Is this better? Can everybody hear me now? All right, good. So we're going to do this breathing exercise where we're going to breathe in through our nose for a count of 3. We're going to hold it for a count of 4. We're going to breathe out through our mouth with a count of 5. And then we're just going to repeat that a few times. And, we're going to do it relatively slowly. I don't want everybody to pass out. If you need to take another breath, feel free to do it. I don't want you to feel short of breath or winded with it. But, I think if you can practice it, it really can help relax. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start. I'm going to
close your eyes.
You can close your eyes. You don't have to. but you can close your eyes, and sometimes that helps bring it all together. And I'm just going to count and kind of guide you through as everybody does this. All right. So we're going to start with the inhaling through your nose on the count of 3. And we're going to start with go. 1, 2, 3. And you're going to hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then breathe out through your mouth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice and slow. And then back in through your nose. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3, 4. And out through your mouth. 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And so hopefully as you've done that, you kind of feel the relaxation. And the more you do it, the more relaxed you can get with that.
So when you get along in your course and we start talking about making last minute financial decisions and that contributing to PTSD, take a minute, take a beat and do your breathing exercise and calm yourself down, because it's important, because you can't make decisions when you are clouded up with anxiety and stress. When that happens, that's when we make these bad decisions where we decide to loan somebody some money, or we see this shiny trinket and we get off of our budgeting goals. And, it's just important to practice what we call mindfulness. And Dr. Purcell is going to talk to you about mindfulness. And then I'm going to go over some of the assignments that you all have had and the concepts that you've learned. And then I want you to tell me what's resonated with you so far in the course. Okay? All right.
All right. So I don't know how many of you have heard of mindfulness or know anything about it or practice it. Basically, it's kind of a philosophy. It's a way of being. It's a way of meditating. A lot of people kind of start just doing it in the context of meditation, to learn it, to practice it. This is something that it was originally developed in the East, like in Southeast Asia, India, China, those areas. And, a lot of like Buddhism, Zen, all of those this is a central concept of that. And so basically there's a lot to it, and there's a lot to learn. There's a lot you can do with it, but just to really simplify it for tonight, Mindfulness Tuesdays, they see, there we go.
Some people do that at
Except
work.
we're on Monday, so we're going to be
No,
mindful.
he said
Oh, but
someone
worked,
does
yes.
that at work
Good.
weekly. That's great.
That is good. And so, there are kind of 3 basic concepts that you can kind of think about and put those into practice. And that goes a long way to moving you along in mindfulness. So the first one is just being aware. And this is not just looking around and seeing what's around you. I mean, that's a big part of it, is paying attention to what is around you. But it's very deliberate awareness. You need to specifically look at things, specifically pay attention, specifically observe. And then it's not only things around you, it's also then your inner state, your thoughts, your feelings. And this can be a little difficult to really do this. And in order to do this right, you actually have to be aware that you're being aware. Kind of an example that I can give is like doing a dangerous activity. So say you're riding a motorcycle. When you're riding a motorcycle, you have to pay attention to everything, but you can't just kind of look around and see what's going on. You have to very deliberately make sure that your attention is staying on it, that you're staying aware, and that you're paying attention. Because if you don't, you can have an accident, or someone may hit you, you may hit something else. And so it takes a lot to really do it. But the more you practice it, the better you'll get. The second concept that I'm going to talk about is being non-judgmental. Now, what do I mean by this? I'm not saying, you kind of think it. So basically what we're doing is, don't go into something with your own preconceived notions. Don't think of things as being either good or bad. Just see things for what they are. And don't let your opinions, your biases, your kind of what you think about what it is, kind of color how you see it. Just look at how it actually is and think about how that is affecting you. And then, this also, you bring in your awareness, you pay attention to the situation, and be careful not to bring in your own biases, and just let things be. So, I think one of the things that when you do this, a quote that some people will say is, "I don't mind what happens." So whatever it is, be it good or bad, it's not something that you're going to really put that label on. It's just something that's happening, something that you're experiencing. And so, this takes some practice. And then the third concept that I'm going to talk about is being non-reactive. And this is one that can be very difficult. But when folks are reactive, what happens is a lot of kind of strong emotions can come out, anger, jealousy, aggressiveness. If you're just seeing something, you take you don't look at it in a non-judgmental way, but you put your bias, you put your opinions on it, and it can make these emotions, but it can also cause you to do things that you may later regret. So the point is to see what's going on and think about that. Don't let your preconceived notions, kind of what you think should be done in this situation, always win out. Think about it. Think about what is the best way for me to handle this situation right now, and don't just jump right into it. And this is all, so you put all these things together, and it takes a lot of practice, but it is something that I think if you try these things, you get good at it. It can apply to all aspects of your life. But start maybe with just a few minutes a day and some meditation or some quiet time to work on this. But then try to put it into other areas of your life. If we think about this within the context of financial struggles, there are money problems. Okay. Let's be aware of this. Let's be aware of, how is this affecting us? How is this making us feel inside? How is this making other people feel? How is this affecting kind of what I do day to day? But then you got to be non-judgmental with it. Yes, I can't pay this bill. And, but that is what it is right now. I don't necessarily have control over it right now, but obviously we want to try to find a solution, but this is where we're going to be non-reactive. We're going to look at the situation. We're going to try to think about it calmly and rationally, and try to find a good solution to take care of this, rather than just jump into something that may be the wrong choice or cause problems down the road. So hopefully that's helpful. I know it's a lot, but I think the more you can read about it, there are lots of YouTube videos and other resources on the web about mindfulness, and I'd encourage you to kind of look into that.
So let's think about, now we're going to be super loud with my loud behind. And y'all's Zen moment is over with my loud voice. But think about the practical application of practicing mindfulness when we deal with daily financial anxiety, and how, we get to that being reactive and making knee-jerk decisions because we don't sit in the moment and we don't just become fully aware that, okay, this is the situation. How is this affecting me mentally? How does this make me feel? What are my options? Do I need to deal with this right now? Or is it something I can sleep on? Which I always say, sleep on it. I mean, even like I said before, there'd be folks in foreclosure, honey. They done told you 30 days, 60 days before you done got some notices. Don't wait to the last minute. But if it is the last minute, you can delay a day in most instances. Sleep on it. Don't make a last minute reaction in the moment when you are full of guilt and judgment on yourself, because that's what makes us do silly stuff like, oh, well, my car's tires messed up, and so now I'm just gonna take this money out of the savings account and pay to get this tire, when maybe there's another solution if you slept on it, right? Maybe you wake up tomorrow and that you determine that tire was just low and you put some air in it. But when we jump, we lose all of that extra time to think of another solution. We make bad decisions when we're cranked up with financial anxiety. And Dr. Purcell, you can jump in anytime. Remember, I'm an MRS MD.
You're doing great.
Not an MD. If you can learn to practice this in your life, it is going to change the game, y'all. It will. A lot of the drama we get ourselves into is because we don't take a beat. We don't center ourselves. We don't really think, oh, is it really the end of the world if I don't deal with this right now? We don't breathe and calm ourselves down. We don't take ourselves out of the situation that's causing us distress so that we can sit with it. And we don't allow ourselves to sleep on it so that we can wake up clear of mind to make a rational and best decision for you and your family. We will have more information on mindfulness as you progress in the course. There's even a voice memo with doing a guided financial meditation. And I've given the ability for you to download it. I'm not speaking loud on that. I have a soft voice in that voice memo. I'm trying to make y'all laugh. And I've given you the ability to download it on your phone and use it. Like, I wake up every morning, and before I do anything, I do touch my phone, but it's to turn on my meditation app. And I meditate with the dogs. I go outside in the yard, because I'm a country girl, in the sun, and I ground my feet in the earth. And I give myself 10 minutes before I give anybody else any of my time. And it sets your day up for success because you took time out for yourself before you get bogged down into the daily 8 million never-ending tasks that you have to do for everybody else. Right? Before the kids, before your husband, before your job, before everybody else, you need to take care of yourself and do something for yourself every day. Trust me, I smile every day because I know I gave myself at least those 10 minutes in the sun to think about me and what Buffy wants before I go out and save the world with everybody else, which all y'all do every day. It's very important to be selfish for at least 10 to 15 minutes a day. Because it leads to animosity and anger and anxiety, because you just feel like it's thankless. You do all this for everybody. They don't damn say thank you. Sorry, I cuss. And you don't have any time for yourself. You feel like, I'm working these jobs, I'm saving this money, I'm taking care of everybody, and nothing is for me. Well, I'm telling you, it is okay for you to be selfish. Give yourself time every day. Start your day that way. Plus, one of the things I've learned in my therapy is when you have a routine, it helps.
Yes, it does.
It helps. It's just like not allowing money to rule your life. When you have a routine of what you do every day, that's you controlling your life. Right? Okay. All right. So let's talk about some of the concepts. What did y'all think about what had happened was video that y'all had to post? Raise your hand. I want somebody to tell me how y'all felt with what happened was. Jay Parks. Oh wait, hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna let y'all go. Let some people come up. All right, go ahead, Jay Parks. Tell me what had happened.
Father in heaven. That's all I got. Look, Father in heaven. I was like, did she really just pull the scab off the sore I've been trying to heal? Literally sitting in 40, I won't even show you, sitting in 4,600 square feet to accommodate people who left. And now I'm stuck with the overhead. And that's why I'm talking to Buffy and crawl before you ball, because I'm about to downsize and get up out of here. I do plan on retiring by 55. I'm not playing with nobody.
Amen.
So it was an epiphany, and pulled the scab off the sore, but I'm a woman of God, so I operate in forgiveness. But honey, I'm trying not to.
It was infected. You needed to pull that scab off. We needed to heal a new way, honey.
I'm trying not to be bitter.
Don't be
bitter.
That's
what I'm working on right now. That's why I'm talking to crawl before you ball. Yeah. Because I know that there's the light at the end of the tunnel and all those other little innuendos or whatever. So I just got to regroup, and you're a part of my regrouping.
I'm proud of you. Thank you for sharing. Don't be mad at me. You're going to get mad at me later too, but in the end, you're going to be happy about it. Terry, what's up? And I see a couple. I'm so happy to see a couple. Y'all don't understand how very happy I am to see a couple. Yes.
Yeah, we're dedicated to doing this together. But I did what had happened was with me. He's my second husband and the better one. But so what had happened was I was a single mom of 2 before, and we're making paycheck to paycheck. And then I got married to the first one and became a nurse. And then I had all this money, like 4 times the salary I had before. Just kind of lost my mind. And then people think when you're a nurse, you got that money tree in the backyard. So I didn't want to shame myself by like it was my girlfriend's birthday. You can't give her the $25 gift because now I'm a nurse. Everybody knows I'm a nurse. So instead of giving you that $25 gift, I was giving you a $200-$300 gift.
Girl,
I got the new car because the old car had a dent in the trunk. And yeah. So, and you know what? And I was helping people who I've been helping for like a sister that I've been helping. She's 6 years older than me. I've been helping her since she was 18. And I finally had to, with this whole process, say, nah, I'm not your ATM. It's not automatically Terry's money anymore to you. So, yeah, that's what happened.
I want to hear from your husband.
So, honey, why are you in the financial situation you are in now?
Because
what happened was.
I'm here because you dragged me here. Okay. Well, my financial situation, yeah, I was like that, the same kind of person. I would always try and do, I figure if you're going to give a gift, it has to be a sacrifice. If you're going to give something, so I'd always sacrifice, to a fault. And then just trying to look out for people who I think are not in a good a situation as I was in. But long story short, I was married, my wife passed away, and I just really took time to reinvent myself. And in the past, yes, I've done some real estate ventures. I thought I was going to be retired wealthy, and the market collapsed back then, and a lot of properties just, they turned upside down and short sales, and, So, yeah, I'm reinventing myself and back in school and back.
And I have to say for him, what had happened was for him, and I think a lot of us are in this situation, we don't plan well for a major illness. Mm-hmm. And his wife had cancer. And so the cost of medications and treatments and all that kind of took a toll on their finances as a whole. So.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing and taking care of your loss. I love to see a couple doing this together because you have to. Whether you're married, you're shacking, if they anywhere involved in your finances, they've got to do this with you for it to work. So I salute the 2 of you, and I appreciate you sharing.
Thank you, and thank you guys for being a great example as a married couple as well.
He get on my nerves, child.
Yeah.
That's all part of it, though. Thank you, though.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Right. Miss Yolanda, gone through. And I know I may keep y'all like 5 more minutes over, but this is important. Before you start talking, we needed this Zoom to work through the technical difficulties, y'all. We needed this Zoom to hear y'all out with whatever problems you have, to arm you with your relaxation and with your knowledge on mindfulness as you go through. And I'm gonna surprise y'all next week with my credit expert because y'all working hard. Okay.
Woohoo!
All right, go ahead, Yolanda.
So I have to say, what had happened was I was like, oh, this is cute. This is cute. So I came on cute, like, oh, it's men. That's the problem. I spent too much money on men. And I'm not going to tell you how many videos I did where I went from to like, to like, oh my gosh, is this real? Did this really happen in my life? Like, I found out I couldn't have children at 18. So when you try to begin relationships with men, I got to keep them. You know what I'm saying? I have paid cash for motorcycles. I have paid cash for cars. I have paid cash for them lying, saying that they needed money for the babysitter, like unbelievable. And I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be okay. I'm on my 3rd husband. I have an amazing stepdaughter, but I'm a giver. And I want to please people, and I have to do the most. Like, I do the most. You having a baby? Oh, let me do the baby shower. I do the most, you know? And I'm learning as we progress that I don't have to do the most.
No.
I'm not doing the most, you know? So I really like that exercise because it really was a come to Jesus, to really look at myself and all the videos that I tried to tape. And I hope the one that I did for the assignment came across to what was in my head, because I was kind of in my head for 3 minutes. But I really appreciate you for that. Like, it really woke me.
The assignments seem simple, but they're very
oh, it was a trick. It was trickery. But all love.
They're very, Louis, are you okay? So well, thank you for sharing. I appreciate it. There's more to come. All right, our Rainey.
Yeah, so what had happened was it made me go back and relive all of the stuff that I've had to talk to my nieces about. And, you know, because my biggest one was my sister. And, you know, when my mom passed, you know, my sister, we're just gonna call her trifling because that's what she is. You know, she's older than me, and my mom found out that she's just not reliable and trustworthy at the end of the day. So she did everything she could to change stuff over. But by the time she passed, the one thing that she forgot was that my sister had the information to her insurance. So she took her half of the insurance policy, and it left me with paying the bills for the mortgage and everything. And I ended up doing that for 1.5 years. While I'm paying my bills, you know, in Maryland, trying to live my life, you know, I still have my rent to pay, all of my things, but I'm still also paying the bills for the house that she's living in, rent-free, bill-free, and everything. And I just got to the point where it's like, I can't do this. I can't sustain myself, plus you and an entire family. Like, it's just not right. And I'm going through my savings, you know, and everything, on top of the fact that I was engaged to somebody 17.5 years older than me. And that was a whole other story. So yeah, what had happened was made me relive all of that stuff all over again. And it's just like, Lord, help me. So yeah.
But it's important to revisit it so we don't repeat those mistakes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not going to happen again.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. And you forgive yourself for all of it, right?
Oh, for every last bit of it.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Ronnie, you're up next. What had happened was?
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Ronnie.
My what had happened was, honestly, when I was really happy to start the course, and then when I got to that, it was kind of like a roadblock for me. Not a roadblock, but it made me stop and think. And honestly, I first started thinking about what had happened was I didn't want to think about it. I honestly didn't think about it for the first couple days, because I realized that probably at the root of it, I feel very about being in the same situation that I'm in, that I was in, 5 years ago. And I would be lying if I said I totally forgive myself for that already, but I'm working through it. And I, like the other young lady said, I've made a lot of videos. And I think the biggest thing for me right now is just being honest with myself.
Yes.
And I realized how hard that was, because kind of like you were saying, it's important to, just be honest, because, I can tell people what had happened was, but is that really the truth? Am I telling myself the truth? How did you get where you are right now? So I haven't submitted my video yet. I don't know when I'll submit my video, but I'm really committed to making sure that, this program, this experience works for me. So I'm taking your advice, and I'm taking it day by day, and just making me think twice, thrice, and so on is what I got to say.
Y'all making me cry. Y'all know I'm a cry baby. Oh my goodness, I'm so proud of you, Ronnie. I'm so proud. Y'all, I got this stuff on my eyebrows. Don't pay attention to it, but I'm so proud of you. Take your time. Do not rush in submitting that video. Do as many of them as you need to. It's all part of my secret sauce. That's how you get to being honest and real with yourself. That just tells me that this new format is working and it's resonating, and what I wanted to happen is happening. And I just am thankful for y'all. I really am.
So be honest, guys, especially I think, us men, sometimes it's hard to be vulnerable, So, and I talked about that in one of my videos too. So I think it's just, put your pride to the side. We're all here for a reason, and, let's make this really work. It's not going to work if we're not honest with ourselves.
Amen.
Well said, Ronnie. Well said from a man. I can appreciate that a lot.
Good job, Ronnie. Thank you so much for sharing, and thank you for being vulnerable and honest and real. Tracy, what's up? And then we're gonna stop with Tracy. I know we got other hands, but I don't went over mine. I'll go over my allotted time. Tracy, go ahead.
Okay. What had happened? What had happened was, oh my gosh. So I started out with the lesson yesterday. It was just a beautiful day. I was sitting on the couch, the sun was shining in, and I decided to record myself. And as I was recording myself, I realized how let me tell you something. That was the hardest thing I had to do. I don't know how many times I recorded myself. I wanted to sound like I had it together right now, because I was working on myself as if I had it together. But the more I talked, the more I realized, oh my gosh, Tracy, put down the phone, get up, and just walk away and come back to it. I have always gone out of my way to help people, even if I didn't have it, right? I made sure that I'm the middle of 3 girls, right? And I was the responsible one, I made sure that my sister's kids were taken care of, even when they didn't, they weren't the moms that I thought they should have been. I was, anybody in my family would call me, oh, Tracy. And the funny thing is, I quit my full-time job in 1999, and I kind of just went heavy in a home-based business that I had. And no one in my family really supported me in that. But everybody came to me for money or to do something because they said I didn't work. And I said, well, if I'm not working, how can I loan you? Car insurance, car payments. And yesterday, what really got me was when I was sitting there saying, you know what? No one ever asked, how are you, Tracy? You know, the one who doesn't work, right? And I still have that. I'm still in that, home-based business after 25 years. And, there's been highs and lows in it, but I always managed. And right now, no one says to me, Tracy, how are you? Like, how are you doing?
Well, Tracy, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay considering, that I'm like taking this on. I'm okay, you know.
Ask yourself that from now on. You hear me?
You
ask yourself, how am I doing? Because you are the most important. That doesn't mean other people don't love you. Folks just folks, honey. You know what I mean? They get caught up in it. You have been identified as the giver in the family. Right?
Yeah, pretty much.
And as you're reading the excerpts from my book, you saw that I was being groomed to be that person in my family. I had to break out of that, and it's difficult. But you have to choose yourself, and ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I felt every word bit of what you were saying through this screen.
Yeah. And I didn't know what else to say in that video. And I just had to walk away because it's like, Tracy, you're a smart girl, but you're really not that smart because the little money that you worked hard for, you just gave it away.
You hear that guilt and blaming yourself for being kind to others? Please release that. You see how you blame yourself because you were there for other people, like it's a fault in you. Release that. That's not a fault. That's kindness. That's empathy. That's a blessing. You just have to set boundaries moving forward.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Quit beating
I'll
yourself
set boundaries.
up. Quit beating yourself up. Quit beating yourself up. 90% of your problem is you're beating yourself up and judging yourself because you were kind and had empathy and wanted to help other people. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just got to set some boundaries.
And one thing that I will say is having empathy means understanding what someone's going through. It doesn't mean you're going to fix it for them.
Amen. Say that again, Dr. Purcell.
So, you just feeling and understanding what somebody else is going through and being able to relate to that and to lend an ear is not the same as writing a check. You don't need to fix the problems. You just need to hear them out and listen.
Okay. I can do that.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
I feel your pain, Tracy. But we shouldn't have to ask for forgiveness for anybody.
Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Forgive yourself for being kind. There's nothing wrong with any of that, y'all. 90% of our problems are because we're blaming ourselves for prior things that we've done. Well, I'm here to tell you, we starting anew. Y'all have invested your time with my curly head loud behind and my husband in this course, and you are going to make a change. And it's going to be the last one you have to make, I guarantee you. If you really put your heart and soul in this, like Ronnie said, you are really honest and you do this work and you take it seriously, like I see that all of y'all are, these changes will be lasting. They will. because it's more than a budget. It's more than 1 + 1 = 2. It's the why that we have to get into. It's the why that's the murky and messy and ugly that we have to deal with. The tears are real because that is the problem. It's not the math. Right?
Yep.
I love
But Buffy, you know how Buffy, for those who are believers, it's like to give them for they know not what they do. But it's crazy when you can sit back and see people spitefully using you though. And they know that you don't have like the no in you to just be selfish and turn your back on a situation. But at the same time, they're not there for you when you have a situation. So the psyche in that whole thing, that PTSD that you're talking about, is an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing.
It's an everyday struggle. It's the, can you cash at me $10?
Can I get some gas money to leave Georgia where Buffy is to come up there to where you are in DC, Maryland? But you just got your nails done and your hair done. What?
Girl, have you read the lecture with my auntie? I was paying her phone bill every month, and she always had fresh braids.
That's the one. Listen to it today. That's the one.
I just listened to that today too. And you're the one, that video that I saw today made me realize that she just got her nails and hair done and asking me for money. But guess what though? I think my no is starting to work now. And also I'm saying be the lender and not the borrower. I don't care if that's however it sounds. I'm saying it. And I got an apology today for her even asking me that, knowing that I'm the only one caring for our elders and my 2 children.
I think Buffy, I think we're also, I'm gonna speak for myself. This is Terry. You know what? I was also afraid of if I said no, then some people wouldn't like me or they wouldn't deal with me. And you know what? I'm okay with that now. There are some people who don't invite me to things. My sister doesn't invite me. I wasn't invited to my niece's wedding, but that's okay. My door's still open to her, but my wallet is not.
Correct.
You know what, Terry? That's okay because my sister doesn't even talk to me anymore, but my nieces do, and I'm fine with that.
And that's all part of it, because if they're revealing that they were just using you as an ATM machine, and you don't need that in your life. You need authentic people who are rooting for you in your life, not just trying to take. And what happens is when you practice the power of no is a complete sentence. Don't explain I got kids. Don't explain my rent is behind. They don't deserve that. No is a complete sentence, because what happens is when you constantly loan that $20 cash app will give, because ain't nobody paying us back. Let's just all be honest. You're enabling them to get their nails done. You enabling them to use their money to get some braids. You enabling them to go get a fresh outfit. And we walk around looking a mess and stressed, working 2 jobs, and nobody cares. No is a complete sentence. No is a complete sentence. And yes, your phone gonna stop ringing as much, but it's gonna stop ringing as much with requests for borrowing your money also. Okay? Proud of y'all. Now I done went over my time, but I'm proud of y'all. I may need more than 1 time a week with my students. I love all y'all. I really do. I am so glad. Jay Washington is wanting to say something. I'm gonna let you say something, and then we go. But y'all listen. I'm about to go get in the shower and cry a good cry. Okay, I am so touched and honored that y'all are really taking this seriously, and it means so much to me. Go ahead, Jay.
I was just piggybacking off of the comments that everybody made, and it's like sometimes those hard situations and those hard decisions help you put everything else into perspective. Like, it's unfortunate that it had to be that way, but it helps you to see things clearer, and it helps to cut sometimes those emotional strings, like, oh, because I had this relationship with this person, I had that relationship. When those tough situations happen where you have to put your foot down and they show you where they stand, it makes it easier for you to take the necessary steps that you need to take for yourself, because they've already showed you what side they're on. So it kind of it feels hard initially, but it's actually a blessing because it helps you that much more to do the things that you need to do for yourself.
Well said. Well said. I'm so proud of y'all. All right, everybody unmute yourself. Let's do a team cry before you ball. Woohoo!
before you
All
before
before
you
you
fall.
fall.
Before you fall.
All
We
before you
gotta work on that timing.
There you go.
all before you
Before you fall.
fall.
Before you fall. Before you
Excellent,
fall.
Zoom.
Before you fall.
Excellent,
Thank you.
excellent,
Thank you,
excellent.
Buffy.
Before you fall.
Thanks, Buffy.
Thank you.
Thank you. You
Thank
guys have a
you.
good evening.
Bye. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
night.
Bye.
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 Thank
Bye,
you.
Buffy.
Say bye.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much. Bye-bye.
Bye,
Say
Buffy.
bye-bye.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Buffy, David.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Say
you.
bye-bye,
Bye.
Buffy.
Bye. Oh, these are babies.
Bye.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Come here. Oh, you are cool.
Say bye to Miss Buffy.
Before you fall.
But that's not her way.
Goodness.
Say bye. Say bye, Miss Buffy.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Y'all made my whole night with the babies.
Thank you.
You are awesome. Thanks.
Thank y'all so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.